Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Plural Bets, and on this channel, I like to do hip-hop album reviews. I take an album, I listen to each song, give a brief breakdown on each one, and then give them a scale of 1 to 10. Just a reminder that music is subjective, and just because I like or dislike something doesn't mean you're obligated to like or dislike something, so I suggest that you listen to the album yourself and come to your own conclusion. In this episode, I have Chance the Rapper's Starline. Chance is the most important independent music artist in the music industry today, if not of all time. Being Chicago's golden boy, you would expect him to make either trap or drill music, but that's totally not the case. Chance is a man of the people, and the music that he makes reflects that heavily. Whenever he drops new music, he makes an impact, and that's saying something without a major label. So without further ado, here's the review. Track 1, Star Side Intro. The first verse was pretty slick. The way that he shouts out Lauryn Hill, Boys to Men, and New Edition was pretty dope. The hook has a gospel-y feel to it. This song hits you right in the heart. His second verse happens to be my personal favorite on the song. He brings up how successful his career has been up to this point without a major label, and a couple of other different things that he's had to deal with personally in his life. Great start to the album, fantastic tone setter. I'm giving this a hard 7. Track 2, Ride. The beat on this feels very R&B-ish. His first verse was just average. A notable line, Cole under pressure, turning Tommies into Django's. I thought that line was pretty dope. The hook on this is a whole vibe. My personal favorite part of the song. I wasn't really feeling his second verse on this. In the third verse, he has Do or Die features, a rap trio from the west side of Chicago. They kind of remind me of Bone Thugs and Harmony and the cadence that they use for Crossroads. Definitely triggered my nostalgia. I'm giving this a hard 7. Track 3, No More Old Men. In his first verse, he name drops a few people that I assume he knows personally. He does this to paint a picture that is actually kind of smooth. It's hard to put in words myself, so you got to listen to the song. Jamila Woods is the singer of the hook. Very solid work from her on this record. In his second verse, he paints a picture of how it was like growing up with his father. And then to end the track, he gives what he likes to call the 4 Black Commandments. Overall, this song is just okay. I'm only giving it a hard 5. Track 4, The Negro Problem. This song is dope. He basically highlights all the problems that the Black community has had to deal with and still does deal with. In his first verse, he brings up the Black on Black violence, the police brutality that all Black individuals have to deal with. And in his second verse, he goes in on the medical industry, medical mistreatment, clinical trials, and things of that nature. Very deep song, very deep message. I love it. I'm giving this a hard 9. Track 5, Drapetomania. The beat on this is hard. I might just have to write a verse for a mixtape. Chance's first verse might be the weakest on the song, but don't get me wrong, he is snapping on it. He gets Baby Chief Do It to feature, another Chicago artist who happened to do his thing on this. Makes me want to hear more from Baby Chief Do It. Chance's second verse, super dope. He has a line about how his favorite rapper's Tupac, and the reason why is because he shot 2 cops. And he also has a fuck ice bar in this. Definitely a hard 8. Track 6, Back to the Go. The song starts off with what I would like to call a chipmunk vocal. I can't really make out what it's saying, but it does give the track a very somber feeling to start off. The song is deep. It's about him coming back home, the struggles of his career, and how he's back to square one. Very sick flow in his first verse, and a very smooth transition into the hook. Plus, his second verse is more of the same. Vic Mensa is on the third verse. He snaps while playing perfectly into the aesthetic of the song. He's got the best verse in the song, in my opinion. I'm giving this a hard 7. Track 7, The Highs and Lows. This has a feature from Joey Badass on it. The beat is a low-key banger. Chance's cadence on this is unique. His bars are all up and down. Ironically, kind of plays into the title of the song. Joey's verse was only average, but the way that Chance was singing on this was pretty smooth. At the tail end of the track, Joey does this Jamaican accent. Still a decent song though, soft 6. Track 8, Space and Time. This is a slow-paced instrumental. Kind of feels a little gospel-y, but it's probably the first skip on the album up to this point. Can't expect every track to be a hit song. Just not how it works. I'm giving this a hard 3 though. Track 9, Link Me in the Future. The lyricism in his first verse was dope. I was really messing with it. He has a very unique vocal mix. Whoever the engineer was on this, kudos to them. And his second verse started off strong, but he kind of falls off towards the end of it. So I'm only giving this a hard 5. Track 10, Gun in Your Purse. He brings the tempo back up in this one. He also has a couple of features in Young Thug and Tia Corinne. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name. The hook, I'm going to say, is only average. The first time that it plays through, I wasn't really feeling it, but as the song progresses, it gets better. Chance takes the first verse and snaps, got the best verse on the song. Thug's verse was only average, just okay. And Tia's verse was horrible. I didn't like it at all. Overall song score is a hard 5, though. Track 11, Tree. This has got Smino and Lil Wayne on it. This is the weed song, but it's not your average weed song. The hook on this is super dope, and the cadence that he uses is smooth. Smino has a smooth singing part right before Lil Wayne comes on that I thought was pretty dope. Lil Wayne's verse was up and down. He had a few dope punchlines, but he also had more that just fell flat. The track as a whole, though, is one of my personal favorites on the album. I'm giving this a hard 8. Track 12, Burn Your Block. The drums on this make you want to dance. He repeats the same thing maybe like 4 or 5 times for the hook. He's got a decent first verse, but it's only average. And I wasn't really liking what he did in his second verse either. Another skip. I'm giving this a hard 4, though. Track 13, Letters. This is a song where he states that he's got a couple of letters that he wrote to a few different churches. The first verse that he addresses is the Emerald Avenue Church, which I assume is his home church. He has a lot to say about his aunt's passing in this verse. In his second verse, he's addressing the megachurch, which I'm assuming that he's targeting the Roman Catholic Church, their greed and quest for money in the name of God. And in his third verse, he addresses the whole black church community. He questions why them 4 black girls were able to be killed in that church nursery a few years back. And then in his last verse, he addresses the physical form, the spiritual integrity of our bodies, and things of that nature. I gotta say that he paints a vivid picture in each letter. I'm giving this a soft 6. Track 14, Speed of Light, featuring Lion Babe on the hook of this. I like the fast-paced cadence that Chance is using in the first half of this song. Around the halfway point, the dynamic of the song starts to change. Lion Babe's singing is pretty smooth. There's a sample at the end with a man stating that he would rather be broke and happy than to be crying in a Rolls Royce. I'm giving this song a hard 6. Track 15, Pretty. I wasn't really feeling this song. I gotta say it's another skip. Just a real mediocre song. I'm giving this a soft 3. Track 16, Just a Drop. This song is interesting. In the hook, he makes me feel like he's speaking directly to God. His first verse has to do with water and what people need water for. His second verse is the land and how governments misuse the land. Jay Electronica is on the third verse. Not saying that his verse was bad, it was just the worst on the song. Very vivid pictures being painted by both of these artists. I like this song overall, so I'm going to give it a hard 7. Track 17, Speed of Love. The beginning of the song starts off by asking where's the love at. In his first verse, he is speaking to his wife or significant other. Plus, he also mentions his love for music. The hook has a Jasmine Sullivan feature, which I thought was pretty smooth. And his last verse on this is pretty much an outro for the album as a whole. I'm giving this a soft 4. The way that Chance mixes hip hop and gospel music is beautiful. To be as relevant as he is without a major label is nothing short of spectacular. He puts on a lot of other artists that live in Chicago on this album, so I thought that was pretty dope. The messages and stories on this album were super deep, and I loved a lot of them. Being able to stand out while going against the grain is what makes Chance the Rapper so special. If you haven't listened to this album yet, I suggest that you go and do that now. If you have, let me know your favorite song and what songs you thought were skips. If you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button and follow so that you're up to date when I drop my next album review. Until next time, friends, peace.